Had to wait 9 o'clock on the dot. They just had the fire trucks drown out while the same static they had in my ears 6:45 this morning for giving me a needle. After I got up at 6:45 this morning, 5 minutes later, giving me a needle under my right shoulder blade as they continue to simulate my voice. So now that the siren's gone, you hear beyond the static they got blazing in my ear and the sirens they use the truck for. You hear them keep saying, I'm not, they like you coming out the hospital and using simulating my voice like I'm not doing one thing or the next. I won't clarify exactly because that's why they had the fire truck sirens and then the static going along with the projections you see running through the ceiling during this computer-mediated reality virtual environment false flag cover-up 542 South 18th in Newark, New Jersey. Very clear to the touch what they're doing. 11:40 yesterday, tampered with the food. The water's also the same perfumey taste. Plus, told him to give it to him before I felt the series of ejections. So I was out within 20 minutes by midnight and got up 6:40. So that's 6 hours and 40 minutes worth of simulations all night. What they do every night. And I'll be telling individuals, probably got individuals criminalized or in a viewpoint, yo, look, that was him. And that's where most of the disputes happened months ago, where individuals asking, yo, you sure that's him? And they got individuals putting their word on it that it was me, when some, not all, knew it wasn't me. And it's not me as a current. Same torturous aspects, chemical, biological, germ, nerve agents, the same simulation of my words, the same overbearing tactics, systematic torture, coercion, suggestive material, in violation of countless international laws, universal concerns, and treaties. That's why they're creating a continuance of the false flag they was caught out there with after doing the explosion December 2017 in Washington Heights, then pushing me out after, titling our favorite bomber during, MK Ultra, Northwoods. But what really came out was the Ark of the Covenant, Higgs boson, connected with such person as in Kareem Lake Chaz Foster. And it's very clear, day in, day out, same antics, the same push, as they say, Muslims and black Muslim cells that they orchestrated to put me in the mix. As well as with the Ark of the Covenant having 3 countries left to obtain it. So the reason they was putting, me into a terroristic mindset so they wouldn't have to answer when it comes to the organ harvesting as well as the aspects connected with my existence. And once they got caught out there in the organ harvesting, they switched it up when people started inquiring from Newark to Trenton, New Brunswick, Elizabeth, New York City, D.C., places like that. When they started inquiring, they changed and said, oh, nah, he a whistleblower, your threat, or it's a test, it's a study. They don't win. The average person, when they go, they're going to be like, yeah, I was told this. Somebody else is going to say, I was told that. And one thing you got to keep in mind, Vatican was the first ones on the scene. CIA, NSA, Pentagon, DOD. You understand? Individual representative from Mossad, beyond the education providers such as Princeton, the advanced studies, or Rutgers, Seton Hall, NYU, BMCC, Berkeley, and then aspects connected with Boston University as well as MIT. And everybody gonna say when they started in this, when they was brought, they was told different reasonings why they was involved. The main thing though that you'll catch when it came to the different clashes between each other was Ark of the Covenant and Higgs boson. So the term is keeping him, as they say, alienated and make it look like it's something at his own. What they said, make it look like he has a choice when he has no choice. That's why I emphasize a hostage. I emphasize the comparisons like Stockholm Syndrome, where they use replicas or stand-in replicants, whether REM sleep clone and synthetic clone or organic robotoids, to falsify the viewpoint and perspective. That's why they got individuals, simulation of an aunt, months back before Thanksgiving, come and emphasize to me, yo, me and your mother got our money, as they think of Kanika Jenkins. They had them supposed associates flashing money. Think of Relisha Rule. They had her supposed mother and I believe stepfather flashing money. So it's not hard to see. That's why the main thing they have stuck to when it went, oh, you're sacrifice. But the main thing, you're not safe, never was safe, never will be safe. No one's safe. Them organs not yours. Blame your ancestors, which you thought slavery in. That stands out. If I ain't thank you, I'm thanking you now, but I know I've thanked you countless times because that shows and it lets on to what's really going on. Organ harvesting by means of a false flag, so you wouldn't have to address the issue when it comes to said such person, or you create the blacklist and whatnot and make it look like everybody and their mama wanted issues with. Similar how they said the Chicago incident went down, where they tried to say they used law enforcement and whatnot in reference to the body snatching with the organ harvesting, but they would make it like it was gang wars and mafia issues and mob issues that was transpiring, because it leaves a whole colossal of possibilities, and that's what they're doing now. That's why when they got caught in the false flag at 542 South 18th with Alonzo Herring and Daryl Taylor, what they did is probably went, not to 10 if you ask Alonzo Herring or even Daryl Taylor or anything behind them, did you know about the explosion they created and titled him in reference to before they pushed him out there in reference to these black Muslim cells they was creating the false flag national security agenda on to wrongfully accuse blacklist, alienate, fearmonger, put on a defensive, jeopardize their security clearances, their well-being, their lives, displacement, immigration status, like different things like that. Did you have an idea? Not to 10, both of them are people behind them. The majority will tell you they knew nothing about an explosion. If they say they heard about an explosion, they wouldn't have knew that. They tried to title the explosion similar to like some kind of terroristic act until they tried to clean it up. Once it started cycling last year, they went back and now they trying to emphasize. You'll see the main. Oh no, that was a gas leak. That was gas leak. But they came 2 times in 3 days, and you can smell the gas through the building. Did a walk through the first time. Oh, it's not dangerous levels. Came, skipped the day. The next day, the gas had filled the whole building all the way to the back. 651 West 168, all the way to the back of the building. Again, they said it was nothing. I told individuals it didn't sit right on a fact like that. As soon as I leave, the day I leave, on a fact like that, after I depart, explosion happened. You understand? And it's a pattern. Like we said, we don't got to keep going at this time in reference to the Ark of the Covenant. Irrefutable points, or the aspects of the Higgs boson, irrefutable points. They already admitted the Higgs boson, and they admitted the Ark of the Covenant also, but they keep jumping back and forth due to the religious connections with it. When you look up Pontius Pilate Wikipedia, and you look up the time travel story, the escapade that transpired when they say to Christ, and you realize how this start. They try to say plotting against treason, revolutionary, political threat, all that was deemed unfounded. And now what they're doing, when they put them out, we're going to kill this relative, sell this one to sex slavery. These people are going to disappear. We're going to deny medical coverage to them unless you do this, that, and the third. And I refuse, major aspects of just attacking people randomly, even when they put all them threats, or we're going to wrongfully accuse these people right here, or we're going to blame you for this. And you couldn't get me to attack the people on the tram, the Roosevelt Island tram. Either you attack these people or you get a toothache, you dead if you go to the hospital. And, different as when they set the train up, when they took me out to certain areas, he wouldn't partake. So when it came to, even when it came to sitting people, kids in front of me, yo, look that way, look this way, and when that don't work, these eye taps they got, when that don't work, they just force him into his eyes in public in the same direction, or they'll poke me in the eye like they do regularly now with the torturous tactic, and how your head turned one way and it happened to be in the direction wherever they trying to have you, and then take a picture of that. So, at the end of the day, that shows. But even with the compliance, still wouldn't have been a national security issue, and it shows it was never one. You understand? That's why they simulating his voice day in, day out, just like last night, 11:40 p.m. on my translation, which would be March 28th, Thursday, 9 a.m. So since 11:40 last night, after they drugged me, injected me, had me out to 6:40 this morning, wake up, they still simulating the voice. Then once I go, they do what they do now, cut the static up. All these implants, they cut it to my ear canal. They cut the static up. Like it sound like loud buzzing, ringing, a humming. Right now it sounds just like back when you had the radio stations, you turn the tuners, when it be static, it's just loud static playing. They use the sirens of the engine, the sirens and the engine regularly, and then if you concentrate, you can still hear, and then you hear the ones in the apartment surrounding. Yo, he hear you? Yeah, yo, nah, go. So this is what they do, simulate my voice all day, all night, wrongfully accusing people, blacklisting, implicating things on people to try to cover up the false flag they was caught out there in reference to, while torturing me with chemical, biological, nerve agents day in, day out, stopping translation and different interactions. Most I'm trying to reach international, like lawyers or universal agreements, treated individuals that say when they come to the SSP secret space program and the ICC, like, you know, like you told me in the beginning, we'll kill off everybody and clone everybody. So, you know, the same terms, but like I said, there's many people that's aware now when it comes to the things they brag and reference to, from where this orchestration was in Trenton, back to the McGuire, back to Elizabeth, New Jersey. Like, you know, the main shit, like they great detailed shit they brag about in reference, and it's all going to stand the test of time. So even when they comply, you'll see the compliance just to show it was a false flag from the jump. That's why the compliance ain't what they want. Still pushing all the YouTube suggestions, religion, race, politics, non-stop. Until I mention it, then you'll see something might be children or somebody bending over or something you can't make out, so they could throw any image into your eye and say, think about this or you think about that. This is day in, day out. So what you see, this is compliance. And even with compliance, it wasn't a national security issue, but now they can't deny that it was a false flag implementation that was endangering millions, 2 million at least, with the Camden, Philadelphia, and Newark aspects to it, and then the DC, Baltimore, St. Louis aspect, and then the abroad situation in the countries that's in the mix, whether due to the Ark of the Covenant or just, you know, being wrongfully accused or utilized due to this Northwoods and different factors that they got going on Pandora, Stargate, you understand, Dream Scan, Moon Scan. I mean, when you're telling the truth, you don't need all these adjectives. You notice my shit, same flow. Everything with, yo, get him, you alright?